You're green and growing, or ripe and rotting is a saying that I have heard for years and years. And this week, I want to really apply this to like the real estate industry and what we're seeing out there currently in the marketplace, and especially with the November Justice for Tenants new thing that they're trying to pass in November on the ballot. We all need to get super involved with this. The event that we had, the rent control event that some colleagues of mine and Chicago Title put on, we had the Kevin Faulkner, the ex-mayor. We had a bunch of really interesting speakers. It was really well done. This was on Wednesday, and there were some takeaways from this, and I wanted to kind of tie it into this green and growing, ripe or rotting saying, because it's so important for us to be involved right now. And it's also really important for us to adapt to what's going on out there in the world as far as what tenants expect. And frankly, what we're seeing now is all these rights that, and everybody deserves rights, everybody has rights, but the more rights, the more expectations that tenants have. And it's showing up in all kinds of different ways. I don't care if you're building an ADU in the back and you have to compensate the tenants who are having to deal with construction, or you have a situation where you've bought an asset and you're removing some tenants and you have to structure some sort of cash for keys system or offering with them. Tenants expect more, and it's really important for us to kind of adapt to this. And it's really a psychological thing. I've been really guilty of this in the brokerage business, where I kind of get in these habits. And I love the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a book I've read twice, and it always points to this, the power of habits, the power of good habits, but also the fact that you can get stuck in these ruts. We see it all the time with real estate owners with buildings that are super outdated as far as curb appeal. We see it with owners that don't know what kind of paperwork and leases to use. And frankly, they're putting themselves at jeopardy because of just legal loopholes that are out there. So there was actually an owner at the event that I ran into who's changed all of his rental agreements for all of his rental property. And this gentleman owns a fair amount of real estate. And I commend this particular person because he is really looking ahead and really kind of adapting to what's real. And he's incorporating all kinds of different things to protect his ass if there's an issue with the resident or something unexpected does happen. So staying kind of with the times is so important. Tenants expect a different experience now, whether it's online billing. Obviously, everybody texts now, which drives me nuts. I'm like a guy that likes to call people on the phone, and this is what I do. There's a lot of really interesting real estate software out there that I think owners should kind of be open to. That's going to make your life a lot easier. But with the real estate event, it really kind of tuned me into like the dangers that are out there if we don't adapt to the current times. And with the rent control, the justice for tenants, we have to get involved. One of the biggest takeaways I had, and this came up in a recent transaction that I just closed, where tenant advocacy group got involved. It got to the city council, and it's making this owner, this investor, it's giving them a bunch of issues that they have to deal with, a bunch of headwinds. And the takeaway was, if you're going to do anything at a property, if you're going to raise rents, remove somebody, try to bargain with them, negotiate with them, et cetera. One of the speakers said, show up to their door with a birthday cake. I love that. Doesn't have to be a birthday cake, because that would be one day of the year, but something where you're showing up and you're just your mindset is positive. You're willing to kind of negotiate with them and offer something that's maybe bigger and better than you normally would have, but kind of really show up with like a willing and positive outlook. I think that's super important when you're trying to make a change to a property and you may be putting the tenant out in some way. Show up right in the beginning, very personal and very friendly and willing to kind of like, listen without this old school mentality, which a lot of people do, of just, here's your notice. This is what I've done for the last 30 years. A lot of owners are doing that, and a lot of owners are getting rude awakenings right now because of that. Tenants are smarter today, and they're more kind of in tune, and the tenant advocacy groups are dangerous. And there's so many attorneys out there on consignment right now that are willing to take on cases. So again, treat your tenants the way they should be treated, with rights, and approach it with a level of sophistication and strategy, and really kind of, I think as investors and owners or landlords, whatever you want to say, we have to really approach residents very cautiously now, and really with, again, I'm going to say like an uplifting, positive mindset to kind of work with them, understanding what the challenges are out there. And then stay involved with this Justice for Tenants thing, please. I mean, we need everybody to go against this thing, and that's in November on the ballot with all the other election stuff. So that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.